Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be interviewing an actress who was in one of the most criminally underrated teen comedies of the early 80s, and I'm talking about The Vals. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's a hilarious movie. I used to watch it on USA Up All Night. I'll be interviewing the girl who plays Beth, Michele Laurita. Yes, she did this. She did a couple TV things before that. She had a small uncredited part in Footloose after this, and then she became a photographer, and she co-directed Alanis Morissette's Head Over Feet video, that iconic video where it's just Alanis's face. She directed it, and we're going to talk about all that stuff today, and I'm so fucking excited. It's going to be awesome. I am just so lucky with the people I get on this podcast, and I know I say that a lot, but it's true. So, here is my interview with Michele Laurita. Hey, Michele, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm a little bit stuffy, but if you can, you're cool with that, I'm cool with it.
It's a reoccurring theme on this show, especially this time of year.
I love it.
Yeah. I am spectacular. This is such an honor. Thank you for taking the time today.
Oh my God, of course. I love it.
Yes, and just so you know, this podcast is uncensored, so you can swear all you want. And the number of this episode is 666.
Oh my God.
I know.
I don't know if that's good or really bad. That's hilarious.
So, going back in time, you were pretty young when you started acting. At what age did you start?
I'd say 6 years old. I joined Screen Actors Guild after doing my first commercial. Mm-hmm. My mom was a theatrical agent at the time, and my little sister and I were really keen to be kid actors. And so to answer your question, I would say I was about 6.
Wow. What kind of commercials did you do?
Oh, God. McDonald's, Hunt's tomato sauce, Three Musketeers, candy bars, you name it. My sister actually did over 300 commercials. I wasn't really as cast in commercials as I was in after-school specials and, movies and things like that. She was too, but she seemed to be just cranking them out, the commercials when we were kids. She's 2 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Her name's Dana Laurita.
Mm-hmm. Dana Laurita. Was she in any movies or TV shows?
Oh, God, yeah. She was on Gunsmoke. She was on Emergency. She was in movies, The Goodbye Girl, just to name a few.
Nice. Yeah. All the diabetes-inducing commercials.
This is true.
And so you grew up in L.A.?
I did. I was born in Beverly Hills at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, but was raised in Woodland Hills in the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, so you really were a Valley girl.
I really was literally a Valley girl, which is why the accent and the whole kind of caricature was so easy for me, because literally I had girlfriends that would talk like that. In fact, I talked like it. I had to, ad nauseum, stop it, because I literally would find myself saying, no way, dude. Oh, my God. Like, I would literally talk like that in school.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when I auditioned for the movie, it was just a no-brainer. I mean, literally, it was just kick into high gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, let's not compare the acting level to like a Scorsese film or anything. Oh
yeah.
my God. But at the same another level in a Jeff Spicolian kind of way. It's very fun for an actor to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, the director, James, really wanted us to overdo it. He was always like, he would take a take and he would say, don't you think you got more in there on that? Don't you think that we could do this more? And so it was almost like cartoonish.
Yeah.
Because here's all these girls, you know, me, Elena, Jill, Carol, you know, Gina Calabrese, who really wanted to be serious actors and studied acting, you know, like literally
Right.
with great teachers. And this director was kind of like asking us to really go like crazy. And, you know, it was fun, but I wouldn't honestly say that watching it post haste, looking back on it, that it's a great piece of acting. But it was really, really fun.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a moment, but I wanted to mention you were on an episode of Wonder Woman.
Yes. Leif Garrett.
Yeah. How was that experience?
Did I lose you?
No. Oh, I hear you.
Right on. I didn't hear if you asked me a question. My phone kind of cut out there for a second.
Yeah, I said, how was that experience?
Oh my God, always working on a classic TV show is amazing. And you have to understand, I had a lot of kid actor friends that were on TV shows that were likened to that. And so we would always share our experiences. It was super fun. I wished I could have gotten the bigger part, but funny enough, I was up for the bigger part in that episode, but it ended up going to Leif Garrett's sister, Dawn Lynn, who was a very big working kid, you know, big working kid actor. And, but I was up for the other part, but his, you know, her brother totally put her in the position to be the lead of the show. So,
yeah, political behind the scenes stuff.
Nepotism.
Yeah. Yeah, were you a fan of his?
You know, I got to admit, every young girl thought he was cute.
Yeah.
A fan? No, because I was more, I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
I was more into like Led Zeppelin and you know, rock fans. I wasn't really into pop, you know, artists at that time.
Yeah.
But he was a super nice guy and very, very nice to work with. Super nice.
Yeah, he was cute before he lost his hair.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
Very sweet. Very sweet guy.
Did you interact at all with Linda Carter?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, she would be on the set. We were, like, super, super curious about her costume. I remember that. And just being in front of her in her costume in real life is kind of iconogenic because, you know, it's such a famous costume. And I think she goes into this mode when she puts it on.
Yeah.
So it makes for a very entertaining meeting, you know? Like, really, really fun.
Oh, that's cool. And then you were uncredited in the TV movie of the week, Like Mom, Like Me.
Yes, I was. Which is crazy because, well, I don't know. I think when you have a little part and you're a day player, you can sometimes get overlooked. I was also uncredited, but very recognizable in the movie Footloose. I was one of the dancers. My feet are in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And which is not me, but not my face. But at the end, I dance, and I'm very recognizable in the last scene. You know, when all the town's kids are dancing.
Yeah.
With Kevin Bacon. I mean, it's the most iconogenic scene in the whole movie. And for some reason, the producers sometimes uncredit you, and it's just really unfair.
Yeah, it can suck sometimes when people either get cut or they're uncredited. I was cut out of a music video once, all because I had a falling out with the singer's friend, who was a friend of mine at the time.
Oh my goodness, it's very political.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Showbiz, yeah.
Showbiz.
You're
Sure.
Yeah. You're the fourth guest I've had from Desperate Lives.
Oh my goodness. Who else? Stacy Nelliken?
No, I'm trying to get Stacey Nelkin. I love her. I've had Doug McKeon, Art Hindle, and Michelle Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug's a sweetheart.
Doug is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life.
Kevin from A Thin Red Line. No. He's also in that. Oh my God. What's the movie that Stanley Kubrick did about the war?
Full Metal Jacket.
He's also in. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Kevin's in that. In fact, I think he was just about to go do it, if I'm not mistaken, or he had just done it. And it was a big deal on set that we had an actor that had just worked with Stanley Kubrick or about to. But he's really cool. He's also a photographer.
Yeah. And Helen Hunt, she was very young at that time.
Oh, yeah, Helen Hunt. I knew her very well as a kid. In fact, I couldn't believe I had a part over her in the Nancy Walker show. We both auditioned. We got many callbacks. She went in before me. I went in right after her. And they literally told me in the room I had gotten the part over Helen. And I'm like, wow, what an honor. Because at the time, she was really a working kid, you know?
Yeah.
Actor. So.
Yeah. Another.
So funny how things go.
Yeah. Another one who's in it, Terry Alexander from Day of the Dead. I've been trying to get him for like a year now, but this year will probably be it because it's the 35th anniversary of that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of people come on to celebrate 35th, 30th, 40th anniversaries.
That's so cool. I love that.
Mm-hmm. So now we get into the Vals, which is a criminally underrated teen comedy, I think.
Hilarious. Okay, that's a good way to put it.
How did you get cast as Beth?
Just a plain old audition that I went out for. I remember the casting room was literally like a cattle call, as we used to call it. There were hundreds of girls, and they were all flying on the heels of the movie Valley Girl had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was extremely popular, and there was a little bit of talk about this movie, The Vals, going on HBO, which was just beginning in its infancy, and airing on HBO. So
yeah,
I don't know why James never got it that far as distribution, but it was definitely going for like almost a parody on Valley Girl's like success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had 3 callbacks for that movie, so that's kind of the way that went. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I used to watch this movie on USA Up All Night back in the 90s when I was like 10, 11, 12. And
oh, my God.
Then I rented it. I rented it at Warehouse Music to watch it uncut. And I honestly forgot about it for so long, you know, because being a cinephile, you absorb only so much information about movies. But thank God for YouTube that YouTube was able to remind me, you know?
Yeah. That's so cool. Thank you for being a fan of the movie. It's super kitschy and super funny.
And you know, too, for a teen comedy from 1982, it doesn't have a whole lot of vulgarity or even any nudity in it.
There's just that one scene.
Yeah.
But I do not know why James did that. I'm still miffed by it. You know, the scene with that Gina takes her top off. I don't understand why that's in there, but whatever. Give the folks what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that time. Did you get along with the other girls?
Oh, God, we were sisters.
Mm-hmm.
We became super, super close. I mean, for years after we did the movie, we hung out. And then I still kind of speak to Gina. I lost complete contact, sadly, with both Elena and Jill Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love them as sisters. They're really great, great girls.
Yeah, I mean, you're the only one I could find out of the four.
Wow, how sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad. The one you really want to talk to is Jill Carroll. She's
Carroll.
really, I mean, she was really a real actor's actor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could find her. I wish I could find her. She's really amazing and she's very talented. And she went on to do some other kind of cool things. And I never understood why she didn't get to that next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really talented.
Well, you know, I've talked to a lot of people the last few years, and I'll tell you, a lot of people who don't get to the next level, it's mainly because they got fed up with the business side, or they got hit on a lot, or lots of things. You know, it's not necessarily because of, you know, they had a bad agent or anything who couldn't get them good roles. Yeah.
And it was funny because she was dating Anthony Edwards at the time we were filming the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And both of them were working, you know what I mean? And then, of course, Anthony Edwards went on to be like, you know, Anthony Edwards. I think after he did Top Gun, that was it. I mean, he was just like, he did great, you know, after that.
Yeah, and of course ER, in which he lost his hair during that time.
Oh, God, yeah. He's such a nice guy. I really like him a lot.
He's a
nice guy.
I've heard he's a very nice guy, yeah.
Oh, God, incredibly nice. Yeah. Super sweet.
I love it when you're all getting pedicures and Sam cries that she has Flintstone feet.
So funny. Well, actually, if I could take credit for that, which is ridiculous to take credit for anything in this movie, because so much of it was improvised.
Yeah.
That's actually a line I told her. I'm lying. Because we used to compare each other's feet a lot. I have no idea why. Mm-hmm. But to be really honest, we improvised so much of that movie. Because the script was so not on point of what you would really say. Mm-hmm. So, kind of like an advisor, Jill and I were kind of like bringing to the reality more of a, you know, what real Valley girls say, you know, not just a caricature sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have Flintstone feet myself. I mean, I wouldn't be too out of place at a lodge meeting at the Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes.
The Grand Imperial Pumas.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude. Yeah. That's really funny.
And then I love at the party, the three others are like leaving, and then you come out of the bushes just drunk off your ass.
Again, who knows if that was... I mean, it's probably... You know, that was the fun thing about this movie, because we would just say to the director, hey, if the footprint of the camera is right here, couldn't we just swing it to the right and do something right here like... hey, I'm drunk and I'm coming out of these bushes. Yeah. And James would just be like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. You know, and it was just hilarious. He was game for anything, you know, super nice guy.
Yeah, there's so many great scenes like that, like the food court scene where Tony Longo is doing the Julius Caesar thing with the other frat boys.
Yeah, oh my God. Those guys were such a hoot to work with. Yeah. They were just crazy funny. Crazy. Tony Longo was so fun to work with. And I forgot the heavy-set guy's name, but he was such a nice guy. Do you happen to remember his name?
Oh, no. I should look.
He was just such a funny guy, you know?
Yeah.
And it was really an honor to work with Mr. Carradine, too. He was really nice. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You had some legends in there. You had John Carradine. You had Chuck Connors.
Yep.
Oh, my God. What was he like, Chuck Connors?
Oh, God, just like grizzly and gruff and just hilarious. But then he would break character and just be like a sweetheart. But he had that gruffly, face, and just he would look at you and you'd be, whoa, you know what I mean? But he was just a sweet guy, very, very cool guy. And being a kid actor in the 60s, I mean, he was so iconogenic at the time on the Rifleman.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, to work with him, he had a process. He had a way he liked to work, and he just was super. He had his jam, his little thing he did. But then the second the director would go cut, he'd be this goofy kind of like, hey kids, He's just super, super sweet. The antithesis of what you think he would be. You know what I mean? Goofy,
yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
And then of course you had. Yeah, then of course you had Sonny Bono all coked up.
Oh my God, another one that was just like, it was so fun because one of my best friends is Tracy Lords.
Yes.
She's done so many movies that are so similar in their process where you're taking older actors that, potentially, are, had their prime at a different moment, and then they're bringing them back, and people are getting like a second life, like a second shelf life. And her and I talked at length about this, how fun it is to work with these older actors that are such characters, and, to just really be in their presence is really wonderful because they really are seasoned and amazing. And, just to see them in their process is really cool. It's kind of like comparing the character that Leonardo DiCaprio is playing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
He's really playing like a Chuck, in The Rifleman. And it's just the way that they had to be in the 60s was so different than now. You know what I mean? You had to live and be and, go to a restaurant as that character. You really did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's quite interesting.
You had to do everything. Yeah, you had to do everything to survive in Hollywood in those days.
Yeah, you really did.
If this movie was made today, Sonny Bono would not win the election.
No, he would not. Not at all. But nice guy just the same, right?
Yeah. I found out the little orphan, Larry O. Williams Jr., became an agent with William Morris.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a trip. That is such a trip.
Yeah, he worked for about 20 years in acting, and then he got out to become an agent, and he's still doing it.
Wow, I wish I would have known that. I would have hooked up with him. I don't mean...
Not like
Wait,
that.
Let me clarify that. I would have called him and said hello. My goodness.
Yeah. How was working with James Polikoff, the director?
Oh, God, as I said earlier, amazing, fun, never a dull moment, very spontaneous, just a blast, We shot a lot of the movie, if not all of it, in Stockton, California. He actually planned, which a lot of people don't know, us to have a meet and greet in a mall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about this, where we went on this big stage that he had, built, and they showed some dailies, and we talked to the crowd at the mall, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people that showed up, and they would show up where we were filming, and they were also extras in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made it really fun.
So they shot some of the movie in Stockton?
A lot of it in Stockton, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because now that I think of it, a lot of stuff in that movie does not look like L.A. to me.
Yeah, not at all. A lot of it was permits and,
Yeah.
just very expensive to shoot in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah.
Very expensive,
Yeah, what was the budget on this movie?
I don't know that. But I got paid very nicely. I remember I got paid very well. Not to mention residuals were not bad for a few years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because HBO played it to death.
Yeah, it was funny.
Wow, it had to have been probably at least under $1 million or something, and they just couldn't get permits for it.
If you don't have the right distribution for the right kind of movie for the right time,
yeah,
it's very difficult to get it placed. I just remember, literally, as I said earlier, redundantly, I remember when I auditioned, they said this movie was going to HBO, and like I said, HBO was like barely even, on yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever year it was. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I watch a movie from that time, teen movie like Weekend Pass, I see everything Hollywood in that. I see the Comedy Store, I see Sunset Strip, the Donut Hole, everything that's iconic about Hollywood. In this movie, I'm like, this doesn't look like Hollywood to me.
Yeah, no. I think to keep the budget where it was and to put the money into, other things, I'm sure that's why we shot it up north in California,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty clever, though. It's pretty clever.
Yeah.
Were those real braces you had?
Yes, those are my real braces. I can't believe I had braces at that age, but I did.
Yeah.
It was something I was trying to rectify rapidly at the time, and they loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They loved the casting people loved it, so they asked me to keep them on, and I was, of course, obliged.
Yeah. Well, you looked cute with them, I have to say.
Oh, well, thanks.
Absolutely. And Tiffany Bowling, she bailed you girls out of jail.
I know. Good old Tiffany.
Yeah.
Sweetie, too. Very nice lady.
Yeah, she's MIA. I've been trying to find her, too, because she was a pretty big, B-movie actress in the 70s.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm.
They must have been all people that James wanted to work with or did work with and brought him back,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to reach out to James this year to talk to him about the movie more in depth and stuff, because he does have, I think he has a website I saw, so.
Oh my God, amazing.
That'd be cool, yeah, and stuff. I don't even know what he does now, but I know it's not in films. I think he writes or something now or something.
Right.
And there was
another person that I would really love to say hello to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, if I get in contact, I'll tell him you said hello, because, we'll be talking about the movie.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course, of course. And there was a scene at the end of the movie where there was a horse race on the beach going on.
Yes.
Was that like just the most bizarre thing to shoot?
Bizarre is an understatement. Like, what does this have to do with anything? But just because it was part of the plot. Yeah, the whole movie, like I said, was just so, literally, I mean, the next day you'd get like your sides and you'd be like, oh, because so many movies are shot so out of sequence, and we did not shoot that movie chronologically that I can remember. Maybe James can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was just bizarre to be one day doing a beer bong scene and then doing like a horse racetrack scene. It was just really crazy. You know what I mean? Well, not a racetrack, but on the beach. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was just it's just so bizarre.
Random. Yeah, random.
It's random, yeah. It's like, Christopher Titus, when he was in high school, he burned a telephone pole on the beach.
Oh my God.
And he fell into the bonfire of it too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he talks about, he woke up, in the hospital, and he was on anesthesia, and it felt like he was in a Charlie Brown cartoon, because every time someone talked, it was like Mrs. Crabtree, womp 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 womp.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That was over 40 years ago.
Oh my God. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. So did you guys have a rap party and like a screening or a premiere or any of that stuff?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We did. We had a screening at a movie theater. We invited, hundreds of people, our family, our friends, agents, and it was a really fun night. And we did have a rap party, yes, at the conclusion of the last day, yes.
Do you ever get like just 80s movie nerds like myself coming to you, like recognizing you from it?
Well, not anymore, but yes, at the time when it first came out, just in the local small circuit, and kind of, you have to understand, a lot of kid actors hang out together, so we would look at each other's work, and then word would just spread around of what was good, what was, fun to check out, and that was fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking Robert Downey Jr. and Anthony and, all these kid actors that were kind of really fun, they would check your work out, and it would just be really like a fun community at the time,
Yeah.
in Hollywood. Yeah, it was really nice.
Oh, that's great. After the Vals, so you mentioned before about when you were the uncredited dancer in Footloose. How was that experience overall?
Oh, God. I mean, I had no idea, nor did my sister, who was also in the movie, any idea that Footloose was going to be the massive, massive mega hit that it was. I mean, when we were filming on Paramount's lot, we shot for like 2 weeks. We just thought, oh yeah, okay, here's this kid, Kevin Bacon, he's worked before, and Laurie Singer and Sarah Jessica Parker and Chris Penn, and we just, none of us thought, like in our wildest dreams, it was going to be Footloose, like a crazy, crazy hit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a great experience. I would do it all over again. It was just really, really great.
Yeah. Did you know Elizabeth Gorsey?
Did I meet her?
Yeah, did you know her?
She's the brunette, right, with the long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to her every once in a while on shooting. I mostly talk to Sarah. I talked to Kevin a bunch of times because we had to interact with each other while we were dancing. Chris Penn, I for sure checked in with a bunch of times. Never really met funny enough, Laurie Singer.
Yeah.
Never really got to hang out with her, but I remember Elizabeth. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's been on the podcast a couple of times. She's a character.
Yeah, she's cool. And of course, Peter Tram, who's no longer with us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He was Kevin Bacon's stand-in as dancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even in the barn when he's flipping around and doing all the gymnastics, that's Peter Tram.
Mm-hmm.
And I really got close to him, and I really, really got close to Brian Wimmer, who literally told me about the audition for Footloose. And he was, the really good-looking guy in China Beach.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the leads of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one that told me to go, hey, let's go audition for, Footloose, this movie. And we actually had speaking parts, but they were cut out. The movie just wasn't, it was more focusing about the character of Ren. And they were, in the first edit, kind of, focusing more on the townspeople's reaction to Ren. And then they realized in, I guess, screening, testings, whatever, that people cared more about just Ren's side of the story, and they didn't really give a shit about, you know, the town kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
And you had the legendary Herbert Ross directing.
Yes, and he also directed my sister in The Goodbye Girl.
Oh, really? Your sister was in The Goodbye Girl.
Yeah, she was the best friend of the lead actress, and she was Cynthia Fine in the movie. Remember when Richard Dreyfuss comes in the horse-drawn carriage and says, "Hey, Cynthia Fine, I love you too."
Yes.
And she yells at him. You know what I mean? That's my little sister.
Oh, shit. I have it. I have the movie, too. I should watch it and see that part again.
Yeah, that's her. She's also in a terrible movie that's on the Criterion Channel right now called Demon Seed with Julie Christie.
Oh, boy.
And it's about a computer that takes over a house.
Oh.
Like, you know, yeah, and the computer literally ends up killing my sister.
Oh, it's kind of like...
It was very funny around the Laurita household, because I'd be like going to the set with my sister, and I'd be like, "You better knock it off. You're gonna get killed tomorrow." So funny. You know, when you're kid actors and you live in the same house and you're auditioning all the time, and your mom's an agent, for God's sake. I mean, it's like every conversation is about like, "Oh, I'm auditioning for this," or going up for McDonald's, or this or that, or whatever. You know?
Yeah,
it was a colorful childhood for sure.
it's kind of electric dreams.
yeah, really cool. Super cool.
So what made you get out of acting and get into photography?
Oh God, that was just a natural, total accidental progression. My dad bought me a camera when I was on the TV show Call to Glory with Elizabeth Shue and Craig T. Nelson. And he just said, "Listen, you should really document what you see with a camera. You're going to remember things way better." Because he had photography in his back pocket as like a definite, serious hobby. And he taught me to print in a darkroom. And I took Elizabeth Shue's headshot on the set. And, you know, it was a 30s, excuse me, what am I talking about? It was a 1960s Air Force kids living on a base, you know, base TV show.
Right.
And so Elizabeth Shue was all in, you know, a period costume of 1960s, and so was I. And I took her photographs, and we became really close. And she took those pictures to her agent at wherever it was, ICM or CAA or William Morris. And they said, "Well, you know, who took these pictures?" And she goes, "Oh, you know, just one of the gals that's on the show." And the agent there said, "Well, gosh, they're really cool. And do you think she would want to take some other photographs for us of headshots?" And she came to the set and asked me, and I'm like, "Of course. Oh my God, I would love to do that." And I proceeded to shoot the likes of like literally the beginnings of the careers of James Gandolfini, Lori Petty, Chris Rock, Selma Hayek, Meg Ryan. I shot all their headshots. And then before I knew it, I was at a party one night, and this guy said, "Well, what do you do for a living?" And instead of saying it, I'm an actor, I said, "I'm a photographer." And he's like, "Really? Well, what have you done?" And when I named a few of these kids' names, he said, "Well, you should get into rock and roll. I've got this Australian band that's coming here soon that needs, you know, a 12-inch single cover." And I said, "Yeah, who is it?" And he goes, "It's called, their band's name is In Excess." And, and I go, "Okay, I'll shoot them." And I shot their 12-inch single for the album Kick. And from there, it just was like, that's it. I mean, I started working for Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox and all these other, you know, record labels as a photographer. And I really was kind of phasing out being an actor and really loving being behind the camera. And just one thing led to another, and I just was like on a roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love the NXS Kick album. I've owned it.
Yeah, well, I did all the 12-inch singles for that album.
Nice.
Yeah.
You also directed Alanis Morissette's Head Over Feet video.
Oh God, I was on tour with Alanis for 2 years. I did everything for her for the Jagged Little Pill album. I shot everything. I shot her for Rolling Stone in Europe. Oh God, there's so many things. I shot her next 2 albums after that, directed the European version of, oh gosh, what's the name of that song? It was a massive hit too.
Ironic? Or,
it might have been Ironic, yeah, but the European version, not the one in the car. Mm-hmm. Not the one in the car. I wish I would have directed that. She had already done that when she started asking me to direct videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was the concept behind Head Over Feet? Because it was such a departure from her other videos.
The concept was supposed to be, well, it wasn't supposed to, it was, that we had never seen, we got the idea mutually that MTV would only run one version of any one video. Mm-hmm. So I suggested to Alanis, well, why don't we shoot your song, you singing it in like 5 different emotions, one crying, one laughing so much you can't even get the song out, one like really angry. And so when MTV plays it, it'll be like, oh, what's it going to be today? The angry one, the funny one, the sad one. Mm-hmm. And that was our concept. And MTV, and VH1 played it like that a bunch of times. And then they just all settled on that one version that you see all the time.
Yeah.
Which kind of bummed me out because I love the idea of seeing it in all these different emotional versions. And we just wanted it to be like very intense and very personal and very close on her face. And it's kind of sad because we didn't really take into consideration how strong the relativity was to the Sinead O'Connor video. Mm-hmm. We kind of got a little backlash from that, but whatever. We didn't care. We were having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite videos of the 90s. I love every one of them. And I just, I was a middle school boy who had a crush on her at that time, and it was such a pleasant distraction because I love her mischievous smirk.
Yeah, she's super cute. She's cute.
Yeah, I remember watching her on You Can't Do That on television when she was younger.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Talk about a kid talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the fact that she played God in Dogma, that was so awesome.
I know, that was really quirky and cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
And I think she got that. I think she got that because of Head Over Feet.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
It was particularly that. Cool. It was particularly that one, yeah, because she was so good expressing facial emotions.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then you filmed a documentary for Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes, I did. For HBO, yes. It was called American Summer, and I loved being with Ellen for 2 weeks. She's amazing, and she's probably one of my favorite people on this planet. So giving, so loving. Mm-hmm. She's given me so many things personally, just figuratively, just one of the best people ever. She's my Oprah Winfrey for sure,
Yeah.
Hero.
Well, I would trust her more than Oprah any day of the week. Did you?
Yeah, she's just a lovely, lovely person.
Did you see her speech at the Golden Globes?
Oh God, of course I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I loved it. Yeah, my mom is obsessed with her. She watches her show every day, and I took a trip to Warner Brothers Studios to see a taping of Conan O'Brien, and she was like, "Go to the gift shop and get me an Ellen shirt." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm not even going anywhere near there. I'm just going to to see the Conan show." So I ended up getting her a Conan T-shirt, and she wears it all the time.
Cute. That's cute. He's another one that's just hilarious, Just talented beyond belief,
Oh yeah, he's a great joke writer.
Totally.
So there's this game that I like to play with my guests, Michelle, and
Okay.
what it is, it's silly slumber party questions. It's kind of like the questionnaire that James Lipton does on Inside the Actor Studio. And
Proust questionnaire. Yes, I love it.
and how it works is, I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me the exact same question, and I answer it.
I love it. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Michelle, are you ticklish?
Oh, God. Yes, under my arms. Hey, are you ticklish?
I am baby ticklish.
It's a good sign.
Yes, I've been known to hit some people in the groin.
Knee him in the crotch.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
My belly button's definitely an innie. Hey, is your belly button an innie or an outie?
It's a very deep innie.
Hilarious. Good to know.
Do you contemplate your belly button?
Do I contemplate my belly button?
Yeah.
That would be a no. Never. Hey, dude, do you contemplate your belly button?
Every day.
Oh, my God. Okay, right on.
What color are your toenails painted?
My toenails right now are painted white. Hey, what color are your toenails painted?
They're not painted right now, but last time they were purple with sparkles.
Nice. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And then my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Oh, my God. A stinky smell. Oh, yes. Okay. If someone throws up, I throw up. Like if I smell barf or if I see someone throw up and I smell it, oh, God. It's all over. Is there a stinky smell that makes you gag?
Either farts or feet.
Okay. Funny questions. I like it.
I thought you were going to say that the toilet was grody to the max.
Oh, God. Grody to the max. I don't quite have the young tonation of it anymore, but that's cool.
No, but you sound the same, though. You still have that Valley girl in you, definitely.
I can't help it. It's ingrained in my fiber, my DNA. In fact, if I did 23andMe, they would say, you're all Italian and part Valley girl. I love it.
Oh my God, I asked all those questions to an actress who's an Italian from Brooklyn. Oh, those questions did not sit well with her.
Oh my God, she's like, hey, forget about it. You don't say it.
It wasn't quite like that. It was just a lot of yelling, but she was just doing it, just her way of being funny.
Oh my God, I love the character. Love it.
Do you have any upcoming projects that you could mention?
I have upcoming projects that are constantly coming to me daily.
Mm-hmm.
When I get a little bit closer to the green light process of this, I'm working on a documentary about another very, very famous photographer.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I don't really know any other famous photographers, but yeah.
One moment, I think I see. There you are.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, yeah, I don't know any other famous photographers. I can't even take a guess.
I wish I could say who it is, but maybe if you call me back in a little bit, I can divulge a lot more.
Okay. I have a really funny joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
You know the difference between a golf ball and a G-spot?
No, what?
A man will spend 20 minutes looking for a golf ball.
Appropriate, since I live near a golf course. I think you're right.
It won't be the
experience tells me you're right.
It won't be the same driving home anymore.
Oh my God, hilarious! You're a movie, too.
Oh, thank you so much. Michelle, this was a lot of fun. I thank you so much for coming on.
I thank you for inviting me and finding me and tracking me down. You're absolutely lovely. Thank you so much, dear.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks, sweetheart. You got it anytime.
Okay.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Michele Laurita. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Michelle. You are just funny and just brilliant. Have a brilliant mind, and you're just so talented. And I'm so glad that one of the Vals ended up, being successful and having a happy life after that movie. Hopefully I'll be able to find, Jill Carroll and maybe some of the others in the future. But I'll definitely reach out to James pretty soon and talk to him about the movie. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.